Hi there, Gemini. This is going to be your May 2021 forecast using the tarot deck. Happy birthday to the May Geminis out there. It's almost your solar return. So we're going to structure this reading as pulling some messages for past, present, future, even going into June, seeing what Gemini really needs to know about. I also use an oracle deck and I will use astrology in this reading too, primarily tarot. Let's see what's coming out here for Gemini. What are some messages we can bring forward for Gemini about what they have been dealing with? So for the past energies, we've got the Nine of Wands, following the, Six of Wands, and Justice card. Just by the astrology alone, you guys, I know May is going to be a really great month for Gemini. We're going to get into that a little bit further. What can I say about this? You're on a mission, or you have been on a mission to get something solved, something that you know that you should get, that you've worked so hard for, that you know is yours, and you've just been on a real hustle, okay? I think it went successfully. We'll clear up some more cards, keep going deeper, and I will show you them. But for now, let's just get some cards out here on the table for present energies surrounding Gemini now. So I will be including messages in this reading for both Gemini and Gemini rising. Temperance card. Four of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles. So, this looks like some sort of a budgeting or kind of deciding what you can afford to do, or, you know, what's not going to tip you over the edge this month. Okay. Looks like you're kind of at this month embodying some sort of a newfound inner peace or inner balance. I definitely see a balancing act, and you're kind of figuring it out. You're stabilizing, Gemini. Okay, let's see what cards are coming out for the future energies. Let's go late May into June now for Gemini. But you know what, the readings, like time, like the energy on these readings is fluid, so just take what resonates when it does and leave the rest. I find that these readings tend to find us as they need to. Nine of Swords, so we have Mars and Gemini showing up towards the end of the month. Six of Cups, I want to talk to you about that Mars and Gemini transit as well. And the Magician. Ooh, we have Mercurial ruled the Magician here. So this is one of your Gemini cards, okay, in the major arcana. It looks like some sort of a worry about something from the past is coming up for you by the end of the month, and your role in it, and how you created something like that. We'll have to go deeper, but first let me take it back for just a minute. Nine of Wands and the Six of Wands is very powerful, driven energy. You're very fired up for something. You've had a lot of challenges. You've had a lot of challenges in this area of life, I'm sensing. You made a decision to stick with and persevere through all of these challenges with something in life. The Nine of Wands, it's like you deserve to really be where you are in life, but it wasn't without its graft, basically, Gemini. Like, you really had to work for something in one aspect of your life. Now I can really see that you're like making good progress with it. The Justice card, so we've got three major arcana cards, and interestingly enough, they're coming up in each row. So the first major arcana card is in the past energy, Justice card. This talks to me about a very important decision that was reached by you, Gemini, one that you're now feeling the consequences of, positively or negatively, leading me on to Temperance, your major arcana from the present energy. I think positively, this decision that you made in Justice card, it was one that took a long time to come to, and it was weighty. There was a lot of moving parts involved at the time. There was like a lot of people involved. I think like people that you're in family business with. I'm seeing people that you're just family members, really, or like your like partner's family or something like that. There was a lot of moving pieces in this decision, but ultimately it looks like you landed on the decision that's giving you the most amount of peace of mind, and like you feel physically more at ease with this. Actually, this imagery in these cards, so we have the figure holding a scales, we have a figure holding 2 chalices or vessels here, and then I do also have this 2 of Pentacles, similar kind of a weighing out, or like, I think of it kind of like, it's kind of a Gemini energy, right? There's like this duality, there's 2 choices to make, there's 2 ways of just living your life, basically. And Temperance, you've landed on the one that seems to have brought you the most inner peace. That's great. And we are going to clear this up. If you've been dealing with a Libra Gemini in your life, you've had a lot of challenges surrounding this person, but you seem to, with this person, work things out successfully and work together very well. And you kind of seem to be, if you're dealing with the Libra Gemini, you're driven towards the same motive, and you're going in the same direction, and you're like-minded like that. Similarly, I'm having Sagittarius energy coming up here, or Capricorn, those kind of winter month babies, the Sagittarius Capricorn. I feel like if you're dealing with them, you're still making a decision around that person in your life. You haven't fully reached the decision about what you're going to do. We'll clear it up and see what's coming up presently around that though. But 4 of Pentacles tells me that you're getting practical now with your finances this month, Gemini, and you're like, you know what you need, you know, you've allocated, you've drawn up your budget, and you know what you need your money for now. It's not being frugal. You were, I think, pretty spendy for a while there, but now it looks like you've needed. Okay, so we've had some astrology backing this up, really. So for Gemini rising, we've had Mars transiting through your 1st house until the 24th of April when it moved into Cancer. So that when it moved into Cancer for Gemini rising, that's your 2nd house of money matters, finances, income, just accumulated wealth. Okay, and this is going to be a really nice month for finances for Gemini, I think, or your focus is going to be turned there. Last month, all of April and the end of March, when Mars was in Gemini, transiting through your 1st house, you were kind of feeling like exerting yourself. You wanted to sort of speak your mind. You had a lot to say, and you had a lot of energy to do what you wanted to do, Gemini. You've had all this energy and gusto and strength and perseverance and no stopping you. And that was a really nice, that when Mars is in your home sign, it's really good to give you that oomph, right? And now you can kind of, maybe some of you are thinking when it moved into your 2nd house of money, you're like, what can I do with my finances now? How can I build on this? Like, how can I make something more stable and grow it into something more? But for some of you, I really see the reason you want a nest egg because you're making some sort of a decision, and it could be something financial this way up that's happening here in the 2 of Pentacles presently. It could be just choosing between 2 options, staying at a certain job, moving to a different location, just kind of matters like that. Let's look to the future road before clearing this up, and then I'll show you all these cards, and we'll pull an oracle card too. That would be nice to ground this again. 9 of Swords. I see this sort of a worrying about somebody from your past energy coming up by the end of the month, thinking about an old friend, thinking about a sibling, thinking about a niece or a nephew, or just somebody that you're like, you have them on your mind for whatever reason. If it's dealing with a friend or a ex-lover or something like that from the past, it seems like the Magician card, which is our major arcana card for your present energy. And I will go a bit deeper on these because, Gemini, the major arcana cards are what we are ready to kind of step into in a bigger way, soul growth and evolution. And, you know, these are things that we're, I guess the universe thinks that we're ready to look at, or we're ready to address, and what we're able to do. Magician is a very, very able, very strong willpower coming through in this reading, Gemini. I really see a lot of will here, and will can change something, or will can turn it all around, right? Any circumstance, if you have the willpower to persevere, you will make it work. And the Magician, even when these circumstances can be challenging, or, you know, stressful and triggering, it seems like you really have what it takes to get the desired outcome that you want, but it's not external circumstances. All the power is within you, Gemini, so you're working with the external world. Okay, Gemini, so now I'm going to pull from this Kuan Yin Oracle, Chinese goddess of compassion, and see if we have any messages coming through right now for Gemini. And let's take this from their highest, most compassionate self, like this Queen of Cups energy here, so self-loving and compassionate of yourself and the journey you're on. Let's see what's coming through. So the Yin Empress is coming through, and that's number 40. This is right at the end of the oracle, almost, and like the nines in tarot, right nearing the end of the cycle. So that could be how we're feeling for some. So maybe the number 40 will mean something to you today, to you, Gemini, but let's read from this and see what it's saying. So Gemini, your oracle today, the Yin Empress, which is number 40. And let me read this to you. The Yin Empress brings peace, prosperity, and success to her beloved devotees. Your soul purpose includes healing and empowerment of the Divine Feminine, the Yin Empress herself. You gain power, assistance, and untold blessings in following your soul purpose. You are lifted and supported in your sacred work right now. So, you know, we have masculine and feminine energies inside of us all, no matter if you're a man or a woman. And I guess like just sort of embodying both of those brings a better sense of balance and harmony into the world as itself, into the world itself. This goes on to say, the Divine Feminine is only now making her resurgence on this planet, and many do not understand her. Your sacred task, for which you will be richly supported, nourished, and rewarded, is to help live her truths now. In doing so, you are planting seeds of awareness, experience for others to draw when they are ready to live in her sacred truths too. Oh, that's beautiful. So that is that pioneering. You're like a spiritual leader pioneering, basically, Gemini. I love that. So it just says you're being asked to live in your feminine power now. This is true to who you are, and not to give in to social conditioning that tells you feminine power is not enough, that you must compromise your values or your beliefs or your compassion to get ahead or come out on top. You do not have to live that way. You are empowered to live from your heart and realize that it is not only enough, it is a blessing for all. Oh, I love that message. So this is very much very much a receptive feminine energy here. Let's keep going, but I really did like that message for you, Gemini. It talked about values, it talked about prosperity. Venus will move into Gemini around the 9th of April. Venus is the planet that rules over values. So we're really, you know what, Gemini rising, if you're wanting to get a makeover while Venus is transiting your first house, that's going to be a brilliant time. Anytime Venus is in Gemini or transiting the home in the first house for Gemini rising, you're going to be looking good, or people going to be perceiving you as such. So it's a great time to do a makeover or something. But like I was saying, Venus also talks about values. So that might be really coming to your focus right now. How have my values changed? Because change is always in the air around Gemini season, mutable earth, and the sun will move into Gemini around the 3rd week of April. Okay, so you're going to have a really nice, or the 3rd week of May, my bad. So you're going to have a really nice month. We've even got Jupiter making an angular square to Gemini when it moves into Pisces, and it's going to be amazing. Okay, and that's happening around the 14th of May. So big stuff ahead. Let's look at this row here: 9 of Wands, 6 of Wands, and the Justice card. Page of Swords. Okay. There was some sort of a proposal initiated, possibly with the Libra, possibly with the fellow air sign, Aquarius or Gemini also, but there was some sort of a proposal initiated. You were very, very excited about it. They were excited about it, but then it turned tense, and it was like, we can have this fresh start. Page of Cups, 2 pages here talking to each other. We can have this fresh start. What do you think? Like, chat. Let's get this going. Fresh start energy. But then something happened where it went too quickly. It was too rushed. It was too sudden. Or somebody had to come or go really quickly, and it just left you feeling very unsettled. If it's not necessarily that, then Gemini, I do see that there has been a lot of kind of talk of movement. It hasn't fully manifest for everybody yet, but there's been a lot of conversation about where to go next, what to do next, moving you around, relocating, kind of like this, a lot of talk about it and a lot of planning. And you're definitely very curious about it, but I think you're seeing yourself as a little bit overwhelmed in this picture right now, Gemini. I'm taking this for like around the end of March, April, that you're feeling pretty overwhelmed with all this talk about like what to do next and what's got to happen happen, and kind of chaotic and very sudden sort of energy. For some of you, there was just this, the Justice card is the major arcana here in this first row. And this is kind of just saying that in the recent past, you have been presented with a decision to make that is going to bear consequences, and that you are kind of going to have to live out in these consequences for a while. For some of you, I do think that you've already started to like see these consequences or sort of experience them, and you're just kind of trying to find your footing again. And I do see this as like trying to find your footing still. You're just trying to settle down and hunker down and kind of just get settled and seated into these new changes, and all this kind of fast-paced energy has been really going on around you as of late. Let's keep going and pull some more cards for this middle row. So we have Temperance here, telling me that presently you are ready in your soul growth phase of life, Gemini, to embody a more calmer way of being. You've learned some lessons, you've been tested, but you've learned how to not just want to meditate and want to be calm, you've actually really learned how to embody it. And it's just this, for Justice card, that some of this decision was like to get away from all this chaos and mental anguish and rushing around and thinking a million miles a minute. And the decision was to maybe change something so that you could embody a more tempered way of being. Let's clear up Temperance, Four of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles for Gemini. Eight of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. Love to see two eights coming out like that. And at the bottom of the deck, this is Jupiter and Pisces, the Nine of Cups. They want me to talk about this transit. These cards are like, don't forget, Jupiter and Pisces. Jupiter moves into Pisces on May 14th, in and around then, Gemini. And that's going to be angular to Gemini. And in Gemini Rising's chart, it's in your 10th house of public recognition, career, attention, spotlight, what you become known for, your calling, your vocation. So that's going to be, Jupiter is what's known as the Greater Benefic, so one of the good guys in the solar system. And you also have the other benefic planet, Venus, in your home sign from the 9th. So it's going to be just great energy for you this month. The astrology is perfect for you this month, Gemini. I really hope you enjoy it. Jupiter through your 10th house can be a time where actually you do get a proposal for marriage, a proposal for a massive promotion. So work, you know, your work is going to shine. Unfortunately, it's a short transit. Jupiter is only dipping in there to give us a 2.5 month taster of what that full transit will be like when it really begins fully next year, okay, in 2022. But we'll get to have a glimpse between the 14th of May till around the end of July as to what kind of themes are in store for us career-wise for 2022. That's going to be a really good indicator, Gemini, so keep an eye out for that. Eight of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. So some of your decision making has been to move for work, to relocate for work, or to change jobs, change position. Some of you are considering, should I go back to school and continue studying? Some of you are deciding where you need to apply your focus now and what action you're going to take. You're really seeming to be in a networking phase now. Things seem to be just falling into place for you very nicely, Gemini. The Nine of Cups is total emotional satisfaction, really, like very pleased with yourself, happy with what you have, and doing really good and growing emotionally and growing in fulfillment. But the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles tells me that things are just syncing up very, very nicely, and you might just feel like you're on a roll. You're on a roll, okay? So there's probably travel indicated here with the Eight of Wands. Jupiter coming into Pisces is a really good indicator for collective travel, for the whole collective. Jupiter is the planet associated with airplanes. It's associated with foreign cultures, foreign lands, and Jupiter is it's at home in Pisces, very happy sitting on his watery throne in Pisces. So I think that's going to open up possibility for travel between May and end of July, with that transit happening collectively. So maybe you're going to be getting away a bit more. That's great, Gemini. Let's keep going and clear up the Nine of Swords. This is a different story. The Six of Pentacles, the Magician. This looks like something else to me. Oh, whoopsie. This looks like something that is a new story. You're thinking about somebody from the past and they're on your mind. Why are they worrying you? So it's funny, I've got Nine of Cups, Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands. Those nines in the reading are telling me that you're kind of gearing up to complete a cycle on something. There's still some work to be done. Yeah, it could be a large chunk of work, but it's the last bit of work, if you know what I'm saying. It might be a lot, but it's the last thing. Like, it could be still your thesis, or it could be one more test. Let's see, Nine of Swords, Six of Cups, and the Magician for Gemini. You're weighing up, for some Gemini, you're just weighing up if this person creates a sense of peace in your life or not. Wheel of Fortune, more Jupiter energy, so that's just very optimistic and expansive. Queen of Swords, another air sign energy here. Maybe Libra, could be another Gemini you're dealing with, or an Aquarius, but that could be the person from the past that you're thinking of, one of those signs, or worried about, or feel some sort of guilt over for some reason, or sort of anxiety. Wheel of Fortune is just saying that, like, you've been ready to do something now for a while. You kind of have all the skills that the kind of tools that you need to achieve your goal. You have a lot of personal power. You have a lot of like will and determination, and this you feel it, like you feel like you can create. You feel magical, basically. Wheel of Fortune. Yep. So things are taking a really nice, advantageous upswing by the end of May into June. I'm not surprised. You've got Venus, one of the benefic planets, in your first house for Gemini rising, but it's running through Gemini. So you've got Venus in Gemini. You've got then Jupiter in Pisces, which is angular to Gemini. So that's making it a square. Beautiful. So we'll have a nice Jupiter Venus square. Like, that's great. That's really benefic upswing energy. Okay. So I'm very excited to report that the astrology for your month ahead is going to be really lovely, Gemini, really advantageous. See what's happening in your career and how you're getting recognized and how you feel about yourself and who you are and your identity. See how that feels. That's going to be a kind of indication of possibly what could be coming up for you in 2022 when Jupiter makes its full transit through the sign of Pisces. But other than that, I think you're really going to have a great month and enjoy yourself. Happy early birthday to the Geminis watching.